Hi everyone, Budget Stark here. Thanks again for tuning in. We are checking out Thanos from Guardians of the Galaxy. It was released today, 1st of December 2015. When I went to Secret Base, I noticed that huge gap in their central display cabinet to make room for this ridiculously large Thanos and the throne. That picture here just gives you an example of how large it is. It is 22 inches from the tip of the throne at the top all the way down to the base. I'll say that again, 22 inches, which means it's actually bigger than a 1 1/4 scale Mark 43 that was also recently released. Some collectors I know have talked about if you can reduce the height of it. Essentially, the maximum you can chop this down by is about 4 inches. If you want to manually cut away the clear perspex stand, you could do. But if you chop away 4 inches, it'll only take it to 18 inches, which again is still too high for a det-off. And on top of that as well, it'll look rather awkward as there are LED lights at the bottom of the throne shining downwards, and you'll see that a little bit later on. I'll run through a couple of points here that you can definitely see, and the first thing is the feet. Many collectors have said the feet in the previous prototype, which I'll show some footage of a little bit later, it pointed up too much, a bit like a little kid sitting in a big chair. So either they've adjusted the height of the footstep, or they've changed the height or the leg angle slightly, but he sits a lot more adult-like and flush. His feet's not completely flat on the footstep, but it is definitely much better. The next thing that you'll notice is that groin area, that sort of loincloth that drapes over, that's actually a specially molded piece that comes apart and can be replaced by a straight section of his outfit. That's more for standing poses or more dynamic poses rather than a sitting pose, because that specially molded section is only for when he's used for sitting in the throne. The height of Thanos himself is about 15 inches. So it's a little bit smaller than the Hulk size, but body size, he is about that type of body mass. And if you saw right at the beginning of the video, you could have seen that the box it comes in is very similar to the Age of Ultron Hulk size. And you can see here, this is that extra outfit section. He comes with also the fisted hands and these are articulated hands as well. We're going to check the footage out from the prototype that I took earlier on in 2015, so you can definitely see some differences between the prototype and the final released version. And I wanted to show you this specifically because I know a lot of collectors make very snap judgments and say, how bad is the figure, hasn't been released yet, I think this is terrible. Please remember, it's a prototype. And you can see here 3 distinct things about the prototype. The outfit, where the groin section is, you can't see it here because it hasn't been developed yet. The feet, how it rests on that footstep, you can see is angled significantly higher, that I know some collectors didn't like. But the main thing I wanted to address is the bottom, these perspex stands holding up the base. I think it was pretty obvious this was a temporary solution to be able to display this Thanos at exhibitions. And some of the cracking that you can see is because it's a temporary stand. It'd been dismantled, taken apart, moved about into different display shops, displayed at Secret Base, displayed at exhibitions at Toy Soul in 2014. It's been a lot of places. So Hot Toys have changed the design of this base, and I'll show you that in a moment. But you can see here, this is significantly different from the prototype to the final release version, which is available now on the 1st of December 2015. Overall, the armor is similar. There are a few more scuffs and weathering that you can see on the final release version. So you can see here, the pole is much more flush. It fits very well in at the top, and it is not just resting on this rock diorama. It's actually inside the throne. And then how it sits on the base is flush, and this is what I'm talking about. If you want to cut this, you can do. However, you're only going to reduce the height of this by 3 to 4 inches or so, which may not be worth your while doing that. I think Hot Toys have done a great job on the overall display of this. I think collectors will be happy, along with it has LED lights on this throne. Not many people have noticed this, but the LED lights up on the base of the throne and on the front section where his footstep is, also on the armrests as well. And you can just make out the compartment where the batteries go in, and it looks great. And this is a quick photo from Hot Toys Facebook page showing how it looks with the LED lights. Hope you found that useful. Thanks for watching, and catch you all at the next video.